Hello, and welcome to BASECAMP, the best way to start your day. I'm Jack, and I'm really glad that you joined us. BASECAMP is a tool that helps you develop the habit of spending daily time with God. And when we left off, Pharaoh is really angry, and he wants to take it out on the Hebrew people. He thinks that the reason that they're asking to leave and do all these things is that they have too much time on their hands, that they want to go worship Yahweh because they don't have enough work to do. And let me tell you, when Pharaoh decides to punish them, it's a terrible punishment. And we know that God is at work here. And he's promised the people that they would be delivered. But for now, it's getting worse. But what does Pharaoh decide to do to punish them? Why is it so bad, and how does Moses respond to that? Well, we're going to find out today. So go ahead and open your Bibles to Exodus chapter 5. And we're going to be looking at a lot of verses today, so get ready. Go ahead and read chapter 5, verses 6 through 12, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay, so Pharaoh is taking away their straw. Big deal, right? Can't they just get some themselves? Well, imagine trying to bake cookies, but you have to go find sugar cane and harvest your own sugar. Or a sandwich, and you have to make the bread yourself every time. Your productivity goes way down the hill. You see, there's two main ingredients in these bricks. There's mud and there's straw. You mix them together, you add some water, and when they dry, they're solid and good for building. But if you remove the straw from the mix, you can't make the bricks. So this is a terrible punishment. And they were expected to make the same amount of bricks, though they had to go get the straw themselves and try and make them the same way. But they can't do that without the straw. So let's see how the Hebrew people react to this punishment and this hardship in verses 13 through 18. Oh no, they can't do it. They can't make enough bricks. And because of this punishment, things are getting worse. And to make things worse, they blame Pharaoh. And that just makes him more angry. I mean, it is his fault, right? He took away their straw. But now, he's really mad. The people are frustrated. Pharaoh is even more frustrated. And there's no hope in sight. Things are going from very bad to even worse than that. Well, how are they going to respond now? Let's see how a conversation goes between the foreman and Moses and Aaron. Read verses 19 through 23. Wow, those are some really serious words for Moses. The Hebrew people are in a dire spot, and it's all falling on Moses' shoulders, who is just doing what the Lord had commanded him to do. And so he says to the Lord, why? Why did you bring all these hardships? Why did you even send me? And why haven't you rescued us? Why? Lord, why? And I know most of you watching this are not very old, and hopefully have never been in this spot. Never been in a spot where everything is falling apart. Where it seems like there's no relief in sight, where there's no rescue in sight, when it seems like God is not going to show up. And sometimes this is where we find ourselves in life, when things go from bad to worse. But just when we think there's no hope, just when we think it can't possibly get any worse, just when we feel like giving up, just then, God comes through. He shows up. And it's often not in our timing or in the way that we might expect it. And in our story today, it looks like things have gone from bad to worse once again. But we know rescue is coming. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here for another episode of BASECAMP.